No, I don't think we're eating this the right way.
You know what? Maybe we should go to the zoo.
I think we might have ordered takeaway from a bit far away.
Welcome to Chongqing!
Woohoo!
Are you ready? Are you ready for it?
Are you ready?
Welcome back to Boarding with the Bernards. I'm Jodie.
And I'm Graham. And today we're off to Chongqing.
We got ourselves into a little bit of hot water on this trip, and not just the spicy hot pot kind.
Today we're off to China, but not before a brief stopover in Jakarta, a city known as the Sinking City. We're taking you to Chongqing, a city of over 32 million people that has gone viral all over socials.
See how we sweat at the world's largest hot pot restaurant, and where the peppercorns aren't just the only things that make your eyes pop.
And then our son Lachlan does a bit of sweating of his own, and when we take him to the local marriage markets where parents gather every day with hundreds of flyers in an attempt just to marry off their children.
It was a lot of fun. But first, we stop over in Indonesia for an unexpected foreign embassy trip.
When most people hear the word Indonesia, they think of Bali. But Jakarta, the capital of Indonesia, is nothing like Bali.
Definitely not. We got to feel like celebrities as we're walking through one of the main squares. We had people lining up. It took us about 30 minutes to get through that square.
Let's cross over, right? Hello, hey boys. Hey.
By this time, Graham was getting hangry, so we needed to disappoint the masses and head for some food.
Jakarta has nothing on Chongqing when it comes to food. Later, we'll show you the most amazing World War II 500 metre long air raid tunnel where they served an amazing hot pot.
But enough talk about food. Did Graham mention he flew his drone through a restricted airspace into a foreign embassy?
No, that was a confidential state secret.
Yeah, right.
So I guess we're about to talk about it.
We are.
Well, I worked up a very nervous sweat trying to convince the guards to let me have my drone back after I had one of my first practices in Jakarta, which I later found out was a restricted airspace, to fly a drone to capture some amazing city footage.
And how did that go?
Well, 1 minute it was flying along beautifully.
Yeah.
And next minute a tree just jumped out of...
A tree just jumped.
A tree just jumped into the way.
Yes.
And that's when the drone ended up in the tree. So I went and tracked it down. I'm walking past shops and I get to this embassy and I go, oh my God. This is what happens when I fly a drone in Jakarta, in a busy area, to a slightly restricted zone. These guys are absolutely amazing. This guy is very cool. And they are the nicest people in the world, by far. Anyway, long story short, the guards thought it was hilarious. They took video of me sweating profusely. Then we got some pictures together with a smile and a thumbs up. And in the meantime, they got one of the gardeners from the embassy to get a ladder and climb literally 40 foot into the air to get my drone back. All's well that ended well. We're just headed to the People's Park to see if we can't sell our son. So Jodie,
Yeah.
why did we need to go to the marriage markets? Why did you want to get rid of our son so badly?
It wasn't to get rid of him. I said we seen it on TikTok and it looked really fun and he actually agreed to it. So we made a sign for the marriage market because that is one of the things that you do, a sign, and then you can put it up and other prospective parents can come have a look and see if they think that they can find the perfect match for their child.
And there were hundreds of these brochures and flyers all pegged up along a wall that went down around multiple levels, hundreds of them. And the parents were there. Occasionally there were some of the children there as well, but generally it was the parents doing the interviews.
Yes.
To see if the kids were good enough for each other.
Yes, it was very interesting. We did have on our sign that it was just sort of a bit of a joke and a photo opportunity. I don't think they took it very well
To start with.
until they got to talk to us a little bit, of course, through Google Translate.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
Yeah. But then after a few minutes, there were plenty of people then coming up wanting photos with Lachlan.
With the tall man.
With the tall man, with the giant, yep.
As we're leaving the marriage markets, at the top of the stairs, there was these group of people and they're all sort of in the same uniform, and they quickly scurried over to me. You remember this?
Yeah, I remember this, yeah.
And they quickly scurried over, and Graham and Lachlan thought we were getting in some sort of trouble. And I'm like, no. So the lady come and showed me with her phone all these women, prospective brides for Lachlan. She was so excited and she was showing me, oh, she's pretty and she's pretty. And she's asking me, do you like her? Do you like her? And then they were trying to get our details, and it was a very different experience, I've got to say.
It was like Chongqing Tinder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. Chongqing Tinder.
But do you remember the first hotel that we booked in Chongqing? I'm glad we didn't tell the parents about the marriage markets that we stayed there.
No.
There's no way we would have been able to marry Lachlan off if they knew that.
No, it was a unique place to stay.
The floor was softer than the bed.
Definitely.
One of the main reasons we left.
Yes. But the reason why we did book it was the view, and the night show was straight out the window. We had a really good view.
Yeah, TikTok had some amazing images of this place.
Yes.
And there's a lesson in that for all of us. Don't believe everything you see on TikTok.
Yes.
But YouTube's fine.
Of course.
Let's just put that experience into the wished it never happened basket and move on.
Let's move on. Remember that hot water we were talking about earlier?
Oh yeah, the Iseya Panoramic Hotel in Chongqing. It had everything. High tea, storm spas, robots even delivering ice to our room. Did I mention we flooded the room? But we'll get to that soon.
Let's talk about the storm spa. It was a unique opportunity to do something very, very different. I believe there's only 2 places in the world that have it. Milan in Italy and Chongqing, China.
Go figure.
Go figure.
From the moment you walk into this storm spa, you walk through a tunnel into a pool area that opens up, and wrapping all around the pool area is these huge audio and visual screens. And in the ceiling, they have is where the rain shower comes from. And the whole journey takes you through an experience of the 4 seasons.
It does.
So you go through from the summer and you feel the heat radiating there, and you get through to then start to be storms and tornadoes and a whole range of other sequences, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, as the tornado hits, there's a bit of a wind, and all of a sudden there's water pouring down from the ceiling.
Right.
There's lightning flashes all around you. You're literally surrounded by lightning and rain, and it's pouring down.
Actually, the only place that had more water pouring down from the ceiling was the rooms below us.
Yes.
But we'll get into that.
Yes, we'll get to that.
The hotel also offers an inclusive high tea.
That was so pretty and so aesthetic. There was like other influencers there taking all these photos. It was different.
It was pretty full on.
It was.
It's on level 58 of the hotel, which coincidentally, level 58 is actually the reception area.
Yes.
And then the rooms are all pretty much below that.
It was hard to find the reception area to start with. We were expecting it to be on ground level, and luckily some of the very helpful staff said, no, 58, and up we went.
We wandered up. In fact, the only place we went to with a water level higher than our hotel room was Jakarta.
We jumped on Viator and booked a local guide that took us through the city, took us through Chinatown. She even took us on a traditional fishing boat. It was quite small and quite narrow. It took us all through the harbour. She pointed out these massive, it was probably not big enough for the screen. They were huge lizards.
They looked like Komodo dragons, but just they're babies.
Yes. They were on the shore, they were swimming. There were lots of local kids jumping into the water with the dragons.
Giant lizards that swim.
Yes.
not something you want to deal with.
And then our guide asked, would you like to go on one of the bigger wooden fishing boats? And of course we said yes straight away. And we jumped on. The pieces of wood that made the boat they were massive. It was really nice that this fisherman let us climb onto his boat.
And they were heavy. Like the wood that they use on these boats, you can see why they looked 100 years old.
But they were painted, they were kept well.
But it was a step back in time to probably like the old days of fishing vessels, but are still used commonly through Jakarta.
Yeah, because it wasn't the only one there. There was the whole harbour was full of the same type of vessel. So it was really good.
Yeah. We got greeted by local kids who were out swimming in the water, just jumping from the side banks, trying to swim out to our boat, dodging the giant lizards, and no doubt whatever else is in that water. It was an experience that's worth doing. We had the opportunity to go to a local temple and see all those traditions, and we walked through that experience and shown the different procedures that take place and why, and explained to us why people do it.
So this was a Muslim temple that we went to, and one of the most interesting things that I got out of it was their washing procedures and why they don't have dogs. That was one of the interesting parts for me. It was really good.
And it's not what you think.
No, there is something about the dog saliva that is dirty in their religion. I don't know exactly. You probably need to look that up. They need to go through a whole washing procedure, and that's why they don't have dogs.
Spicy. I'm still going to chicken out a little bit, but still spicy. Let's head back to Chongqing, which is located in the Sichuan province of China, which might explain why their hot pots are so spicy.
Lobster sweating a bit.
Jesus, look at that.
And one of the hot pots that we went to was in an air raid tunnel.
A 500-metre long underground air raid bunker.
That was used in World War II. It was very long. We did walk the 500 metres just to make sure.
And back.
And back. Of course, and back.
And along the way we met so many amazing people. Every table we walked past, people were waving, smiling, and they were secretly taking out their cameras to then video us as we walked past.
Yeah.
And then they're spinning, and then they sometimes pop up in the street. That is the comfort order, okay? Yeah. Awesome. So enjoy yourself. We will. Thank you very much. Okay, bye. Oh, nice guy. I think we were in a little bit of an amusement because in Chongqing, we literally only saw 3 other Westerners when we were there. So whilst it's a huge city for tourism, it's a huge city for tourism for people who live in China itself.
Another little fun thing is the robots that serve us.
Well, when you've got 500 metres to walk, you need robots.
Yes, so the food would come out, or some of the food would come out on the robot, and then your server would get it off the robot and then tell you what you need to do with the food.
And Jodie found this quite amusing. She thought it would be funny to try and outwit a robot. So she would stand in front of the robot. She'd be there and she would stand in front of the robot, and the robot would try to move around her, and she'd step back to the side.
Maybe that was after the beer that someone gave me. Do you remember that man and his son that come up to us with a whole crate of beer and with a big smile, and he was saying, can I share a beer with you?
Yeah, he wanted to have a drink with us.
He wanted to have a drink with us. So he put the beer on the table, cracked it open. It was a big beer as well. It was a long neck. And it was some Chongqing beer. And it was really nice. You must try the Chongqing beer.
And there were cheers all round.
Cheer all round, yeah.
Oh, sweet. Yes, you're full now. Ah, fabulous. Okay. No, too young? Too young? Too young. Oh, fantastic. This is awesome. Thank you. Yeah, cheers again, guys. Cheers, everyone. Let's try this. It was fabulous.
It was. Yeah. The people are just so friendly.
What are you doing?
I have no idea what it is. No, what is it? What is it?
What are you doing?
What is it?
Drinking?
Oh, cheers.
How's the beers?
Delicious.
They're good.
Delicious. Really?
So there was more food, spice, beer, and did I mention spice? Than anyone could handle. And how much did this cost?
It was only about 50 Australian dollars.
Yep.
And there was so much food. I don't think we ate it all.
We didn't get close.
No. Over-ordered again.
Yeah. So after a night in a bunker tunnel, it's time to take a tour of the vertical city. So we put on our walking shoes, grabbed ourselves a tour guide and headed off on a walk of the world's most vertical city where everywhere you walk feels like you're at ground level.
And then you walk over to the edge and you're 22 stories high in the sky. It's crazy.
You'd never know that you're there because we're walking around on this huge open square, that is at least 200 meters by 200 meters. And then you just, as you said, you walk over to the edge of the square, what you think is the square, and you're actually on top of another building. And you look down and you see the streets 22 levels below you.
You're on the roof and you don't even know it. It's great.
Yep.
It's very different.
And that's just the first 10 minutes of this walking tour.
Yes.
It's a challenge. It's not something for, if you're not prepared to walk 9,000 steps. Stairs, up and down, and you just end up on the same level again.
It feels like you're on the same level, but I think we ended up in different places.
Yeah, but you definitely need a guide.
Definitely.
Because otherwise you'll have no idea where to go. Google Maps will tell you that something's 50 meters away. It doesn't tell you though that that's 50 meters away, but 900 meters in the air.
It just can't get it. It just doesn't understand.
No, it does not get it. So our guide actually took us through a couple of shortcuts through the backs of little buildings and winding areas, and then just had to stop and show us this toilet sign in a car park.
Yes.
Where things obviously get a little lost in
Jumbled.
translation and jumbled.
Yes.
And so whilst there was a toilet sign written in Chinese, below it was the English version, which said
Shit house.
shit house.
Literally, we could not believe it. We just giggled like children.
And
Of course.
you couldn't make this up.
No.
I'm sure whoever was the sign writer thought this is hilarious and that they would never get what it was about.
No.
No. One of the busiest experiences that we had was, and I don't know how to describe it any way other than the train through the building.
Yes, the classic train through a building. Only Chongqing has a train going through the building. Imagine a train going through. So of course, we went on the train, we got off the train, and then we went and posed for the iconic photos. And it was one of the busiest places we actually went to while we're in Chongqing,
And there were tens of thousands of people.
all trying to get this train photo.
Everyone is standing there and you've got the photographer on one angle here like this, and there's some idiot with their mouth open like that, and the train comes through your mouth, and then the building's behind you and it just disappears into the background. It's a little sad to say we did it.
Of course we did it. When in Chongqing.
So by this time we'd done enough walking for 2 days, so we decided to hop on a bus.
And this bus was a unique experience, as everything seems to be in Chongqing. We were on a motorway and then we go onto a ramp. I have never been on a ramp like this or seen a ramp like this ever in anywhere. It was about 50 stories high above the ground, and it was this massive loop that just kept on going and going and going and going. You could see the other side. Oh, it was just, you could see the other side.
And everywhere you looked, there were more ramps.
More ramps.
These are clearly like off ramps for people to take to go to different parts of Chongqing. But you would not, I mean, if you got on the wrong ramp,
it takes a long time
Yeah.
to get back on track to Chukuyui and to turn around and to get back to where you need to go. After what seemed like hours on the off ramps, we messaged the hotel, asked them to run the bath. Our feet were sore, we were ready for a bath.
Yeah.
And so they ran it for us.
Yeah. So we headed back to our hotel, and in China you use an app called Didi. There is no Uber available there, so we use an app called Didi.
And it is much easier to use DD rather than a taxi for the communication.
That's right, yes. So
Yeah.
you can set the location that you want into Didi,
Just like
and then the
Uber.
driver already knows.
Yeah, it's
Rather-
the Uber equivalent.
Rather than trying to explain to him where to go.
Yes, he doesn't know the English name for it, so say it. So
No.
off we go
Yeah.
to our room, and we arrive, and the bath is full, and it is great.
So if you haven't already heard, we might have flooded some of the rooms downstairs in our hotel. But here's the facts. Yes, the bath pool is huge.
Yes, we did flood downstairs.
Yes, it cascaded down the outside of the building.
Yes, they did build a pool on the 50th floor in the sky.
And no, we didn't think we needed to turn the water off in a wet edge pool.
No, we didn't do dive bombs.
No, we didn't do it deliberately.
And no, the hotel did not blame us.
So if you want to see the whole story, just click on the video that we put up in the top right-hand corner of the screen, and that'll show you the whole truth behind
What happened?
what happened. But I tell you, after all that swimming,
And excitement.
we were hungry.
We were very hungry. Luckily, where the hotel was situated was right near street food, and the street food was amazing and
Yep.
fresh. We walked along the alleyways, all the different street vendors. You can find everything and anything in this street. It was really good. I found some amazing dumplings that we just had to try, and they make it so fresh, and they were so precise with their cooking. They were delicious.
And fried scorpions
Fried scorpions.
and fried centipedes.
Oh, you found this meat. It was pork. And
Oh.
you had to have it. And he brought it, he come running back with it, and he was so happy with himself. It was very good. I got to say, it was one of the really good things.
I shouldn't have run back with it. I should have just finished it
You probably should have.
and brought 2 pieces back.
So we're walking along the streets, and then we find this massive food court.
You want some of that? And people were spilling out onto the street, all local, so we knew that was the place
To go.
to go.
And it did not disappoint. It was bubble tea and what are them big kebab sticks? And
They had every sort of
Oh.
meat imaginable from all the animals. It was like skewers out of Noah's Ark.
You're so dramatic. It wasn't like that.
They
But
had
also
everything.
they had waffles. I ended up with waffles. Massive waffles.
Massive waffles.
It was good. It
Yeah.
was good. You found some, was it a mango gelato sort of?
like a shaved ice mango.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, it was amazing.
Lots of good food.
We ate so much there, we couldn't fit anything else in.
No.
We decided to get the strawberry
We have had a couple of bubble
The people were so helpful everywhere we went. If we looked lost and had our phones out, anyone who could speak a remote English at all or not would come and help us.
That was so helpful.
Yeah. In fact, I'd go so far to say they were so nice. Jodie decided she'd trust them to dig wax out of her ears with spiky sort of needle things.
It was a unique thing to do. It was something different. They put a camera in my ear and then they started digging out some earwax. Mine was not too bad. I was expecting it to be bad. Thanks for the close-up, Graham.
Either that or she just doesn't listen to me a lot. We're going to go and she's going to give this ear wax removal thing a try here in Chongqing. We're going to see how it goes. It looks like they just go into the ear, and then you can see here the camera will show us everything, and they're going to take everything out, and hopefully you're going to be hearing like a clear as a like a miner's lamp on. What went through your head other than spiky needles in letting them do this?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure why I trusted them, but I did. It was something different to do, and I'm always up for something different. And, you know, I want to clean ears.
Fair enough. So after getting her ears clean, Jodie could finally handle high altitudes again. So we went up to the world's largest hot pot restaurant. And that's like seats like 5,851 people. It's a Guinness World Record holder, and it's built into the side of a mountain.
What table?
We've got table 1,368 tonight.
Whoa!
This is the VIP section, I'm sure. It's where they send all of us.
It was crazy. And of course, because it's in the side of a mountain, there were more stairs. There were so many stairs. By the time we got up there, we were just all so sweaty. We were so sweaty, weren't we, Graham?
Yeah, so what do you do when you're sweaty? You do what the locals do and you take your shirt off.
He did. He took his shirt off, went and said hello. Who would have thought in a city of 32 million people it would feel so spacious? He really wants to go and talk to this man. Oh!
It's a place we'll definitely be back to.
100%.
So if you like this video, then take a look at our next video of our trip to see the giant pandas in Chengdu.
See you next time on Boarding with the Bernards. Thank you for watching.